Overflows.
Meditation, the orgasmic experience. Meditation is the key to become totally aware, a key for orgasmic experience of oneness both within and without, and also with the whole. Certain words are used in a particular sense and they remain associated with that, and we forget the deeper meaning of the word. Orgasmic experience is one such word, which means explosion of inner joy, light, harmony, and oneness. First, there is an explosion, then you live life guided by that light and inner explosion of bliss. Experiencing oneness with the whole and living with that oneness is the ultimate in meditation. Life is orgasmic experience of oneness both within and without. Orgasmic experience of oneness with the whole. Meditation means catching the orgasmic reality of sex in the present, not somewhere else, but now and here. When you are deeply involved in sex, you have to be very, very alert so that you do not miss this orgasmic moment at all levels. And you see through it. It becomes transparent. It brings the world of the beyond to you. The three levels are physical, the emotional, and energy level. So when at all these levels there is inner harmony, oneness, an explosion of bliss, that is what I am speaking of at all levels. When you are deeply into sex, the entire act becomes meditation, and for the first time you become aware that sex contains something which is non-sexual, something which has nothing to do with sex. Such a realization comes when sex becomes meditation. In fact, that is the real center of the whole sexuality. To miss it, to miss all. Just as the body contains the soul and matter contains the spirit, sex contains something which is not sex, that is love beyond the finite boundaries of sex. And once you have become aware of it, you can start growing more and more towards it, and you can start changing more and more energy towards it. You will know the knack of it just by becoming aware of what is. You will know how to create more and more energy. Moving in that direction, you will know how to create the space more and more. Soon one can create that space even without any sex at all and without any need for the other. That is the day of great celebration in life, when you are fulfilled unto yourself and you don't need the other. When you can be orgasmic without any need, without any dependence on the other, then love becomes a pure fragrance. Then it is not even a flower, but an inevitable fragrance. That fragrance is the ultimate goal, the goal of life. And unless one attains it, one remains unfulfilled. Unless one attains it, one remains just like a seed which does not contain the fragrance. But first it has to become a tree, then it has to blossom, and only then can the fragrance be released. You cannot find it by cutting the seed. You will simply destroy the potentiality of the seed, and you will not find anything, no fragrance. It is there but unmanifest. Sex contains love in an unmanifest form, in seed form. Sex is the process of planting the seed deep within, nourish and nurture through meditation, so that one day out of the flower, fragrance and beauty blossoms. It has to be manifested, and the more manifest it becomes, less and less does sex remain in your life. And then a moment comes when your life is pure love. Then, even if you are in a sexual relationship, it is not sexual. It may appear to others as sexual relationship, but it is not. This has to be your meditation. You have to attain to that fragrance called love, called God. God is another name for love. Love is liberation. Love is freedom. To live without love is to live in bondage. The bondage of the body, the bondage of the physical, the bondage of the gross. The seed is in a bondage. The fragrance is free. The fragrance is freedom. It can ride the wings of the wind. Life is not attention anywhere except in the minds of humanity. So you can view ejaculation this way. It is forcing and focusing some amount of energy to express it physically in a similar cycle, but this time the end goal lies outside the body. Woman is half and so is man. Both are energies, both are electricity. The woman is the negative pole and the man is the positive pole. Whenever the negative and positive poles of electricity meet and form a circuit, light is created. The light is of various kinds. It may be visible to all. It may be visible only sometimes, or it may be visible to some and invisible to others. But a circuit is formed all the same. Remember, the union of man and woman is so momentary that no sooner the circuit is formed, it breaks. Therefore, there are methods and systems of prolonging intercourse. If intercourse exceeds half an hour, the electrical circuit can be encircling the couple. Many pictures of this have been taken through Kirlion's high voltage camera-free photographs. There are many primitive tribes whose sexual union lasts for long. Hence, the circuit is formed. Ordinarily, it is difficult to find this energy circuit in the civilized world. The more tension-ridden the mind is, the more momentary the intercourse will be. Ejaculation takes place quicker when the mind is tense. The greater the tension, the quicker the ejaculation, because a tension-ridden mind is not looking for intercourse but only for release. In the West, sex serves no greater purpose than a mere sneeze. A tension is thrown out, a load is unburdened. When the energy is thrown out, a load is unburdened. When the energy is thrown out, you feel dissipated, tired because of the loss of energy. To relax is one thing, to feel dissipated is quite another. Relaxation means energy is within and you are resting. And to feel dissipated means energy is thrown out and you are exhausted. This is what you can see the difference in your so-called understanding and experience of sexual relationship. You are weakened with the loss of energy and you think you are relaxing. So as tension increases, sex becomes a release from the tension, a freedom from the pressure of an internal energy. There are thinkers in the West who are not ready to consider sex, as being anything more valuable than a sneeze. The nose tickles, you sneeze, and so the mind is relieved. In the West, they are not ready to give sex any more recognition than this. They are correct as well, because what they are doing with sex is no more than a sneeze. In the East, people are slowly coming to this point, because the East is also becoming more and more tense. Somewhere in some distant mountain caves, we might find a man who is not tense. He lives in the world of mountains and streams, trees and woods, and is as yet untouched by civilization. There, even now, the energy circuit is formed during intercourse. However, one can live in the world of objects and beings and being tension free once meditation has happened. There are also tantric methods which anyone can practice. An energy circuit is formed. The experience of this circuit is wonderful, because it is only when the energy circuit is formed then you get the feeling of oneness and harmony. The oneness is never experienced before the formation of this circuit. As soon as the circuit is formed, the couple engaged in intercourse is no longer two separate entities. They become a flow of energy and one power. Something is experienced as coming and going and revolving. The two separate entities disappear. Depending on the intensity of this circuit, the desire for intercourse will lessen and its interval will increase. It can happen that once the circuit is formed, for one full year, there may not be any desire for repetition, because a fulfillment has happened and a gap has been created. So remember this, meditation is the orgasmic experience in life.